right. Do I say like my
Yeah,
name or
yeah,
something?
go ahead. I'll just cut and paste as we go.
All right, my name's Jessica Moore. I have been here to see Dr. Green since November, I believe it was, of 2010. And I came with some history of other doctors and other tests, and was just having some thyroid type symptoms. At least that's what I thought they were. And I had gone to a doctor to get a thyroid test, and it had just come back in the normal range to them. But I still wondered, why in the world am I still having these symptoms? And there must be something to it, or else I'm crazy. So I had several friends who had come to Dr. Green and had success with him figuring out some of the things that were going on. And so I came to see him, and he was able to tell me from the very first visit some ideas that he had as what was wrong. And so I have, through these past 6 or 7 months, been making some dietary changes and some in supplements, taking supplements and things that have been able to help regulate everything. And so my symptoms have really pretty much gone away as far as fatigue, and I no longer have the fatigue that I had before. Some different gut and intestinal issues have since cleared up for the most part, and just feeling a lot more energy, and definitely feeling better in my body physically from the different things that Dr. Green has provided for me and told me to do, instructions. So highly recommend him. Their office is very caring and very attentive, and I've just had a great welcoming feeling here, and Dr. Green spends all the time necessary talking to me about everything and explaining things that I don't understand over and over again. So
Wonderful. Great, thank you. If I was to ask you, just to talk a little bit, I know you've been through several different doctors, and one of the big things that we worked with you on was really finding the answers. Mm-hmm. Have you experienced testing in the past? Has there been a difference that you can kind of let people know about as far as what you've seen with the level of kind of testing and detail that we've done?
I really have not had a ton of tests done. I had one done with a regular doctor who, my primary physician, who tested me for thyroid on my request. So it wasn't even something they were interested in doing when I told them what was going on. And that was the one that came back normal, and they just basically said, okay, it's normal, no problems. And I did have a couple other tests done, well, an adrenal test, panel test done, which came back as, yes, there were some adrenal issues. There was not a real plan of action based on this. There was a couple of supplements that I was to be put on. There was no follow-up, and there was kind of tried it, and it didn't really do much, and so there was no additional follow-up with that. So that's really all I've had, and at this point with your office, just it's always a, here's what's happening, okay, here's what we're going to do, here's what's happening, here's what we're going to do. So I mean, there's a follow-up to every test and every symptom that I have, and every complaint that I have. There's an addressing to that.
We changed your diet.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes.
We made you understand what was causing a lot of your symptoms, mm-hmm. and helped you see how you could live with lifestyle changes. Mm-hmm. Can you share with other people how it's possible, and that it is something that maybe a little intimidating, but definitely is doable?
Right. I really was scared at first because I've actually had thought that I had a gluten sensitivity for several years before I really was willing to admit it, because several other friends had the same symptoms, some of the same issues, and saying that was what the problem was. And I was like, oh, I really don't want to admit that, because I really like breads and I like my stuff. I don't want to change anything. So it was really hard. I was scared at first about doing it, but the motivation to me was that I had tried so many other things and nothing had really worked, and that I said, I'm going to put forth the expense to try this. And it sounds like Dr. Green knows what he's talking about, so I'm going to go ahead and try it. And the expense alone, I mean, it may be pricey, but it's enough to be a motivation. I mean, I'm not going to spend this kind of money and then not follow through with it. So it has really helped me to just have better perspective at this is what's going to help. And seeing results from changing the lifestyle, losing a little bit of weight, just in general the fatigue, which I had no idea was really related to the foods, seeing all of that a lot to clear up just helped me to realize it's based on those foods choices that I had been making, and so that this is really motivating me to keep going and to stick with it.
Great. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Okay.